Welcome once again, our dear listener, and I greet you in the mighty name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Today we are doing episode number 13, and I have entitled it America in the Bible, and this is prophecy and destiny. And then we see that we will explore America's role in the Bible or in Bible prophecy, focusing on its rise, influence, and prophetic significance, particularly in the context of Revelation chapter 13. And before we continue, may we have a word of prayer. Loving Father who does the Most High, thank you very much, and we pray for your guidance. Let your will be done. In Jesus' name I pray and believe. Amen. Amen. The question may be asked either by you or by a friend. Could the United States, a modern superpower, be mentioned in the Bible? What role does it play in the end time prophecy? Just don't leave. Let's explore what is the role of America and could it have been spoken in the Bible? We see that Bible prophecy in the time that we are living in, it is so crucial because it shows us the things that happened, the things that are happening, and the things that will happen. If you check very well God's blueprint, that was our very first episode, where we saw that God reigns in all times. And we see that Revelation chapter 13, it is a key passage that sheds light on America's prophetic role. It is where we see that America is mentioned. And then I promise you that this episode will uncover America's rise, its characteristics in prophecy, and its role in end time event. Now, America's rise in Bible prophecy. We see that the prophecy of Revelation chapter 13 introduces two beasts to us, and one comes from the many waters, that is from the sea, and the other one comes from the earth. But our main focus will be on the second beast. That's Revelation chapter 13, verse 11. So we see that this beast, which had two horns like a lamb and spoke like a dragon. Just to explain some few things here, which are prophetic symbols, we see that the beast in Daniel chapter 7, verse 17, it means a kingdom or a political power. And then the earth, being a sparsely populated area that's basing or in contrast with the sea in Revelation chapter 13 verse 1, as we saw that the sea means many waters, and that is densely populated. And then we see that two horns like a lamb. This means youth, innocence, and freedom. A nation based on Christian principles without a king or pope. And then when we go to the historical context, remember we are learning about America. This, we see that America emerged in the late 1700s in a sparsely populated region. And that is where we see that mostly it was a slavery country where people were always taken there. But we see that it gets its independence in the 1700s. And it was founded on principles of religious and civil liberty, which are represented by lamb-like horns. We see that there are two principles, one not touching each other. The principle of religious and also civil liberty. Everyone doing their own things in the life they must move, not join together. But we shall see what is happening now. Now we come to this end time that we are living, and this we see that the beast which had horns for the lamb, it is now speaking like a dragon, kinda something which needs our attention. How comes that beast which looks innocent, it speaks like a dragon? So we see that although America began with lamb-like principle, prophecy indicate it will eventually speak like a dragon, symbolizing oppression and persecution. It is the one which will enforce worship, Revelation chapter 13, verse 12 through 15. This describes how the second beast, that's America, enforces the worship of the first beast, that's the papacy power. You know, the papacy power is taken as a religious power. Then America will come to enforce laws of worship. And then we shall see that in the modern time that we are living in, these things are happening. We are seeing how the state is joining with the church. And we are told in prophecy that if we see the church joining the state or the state joining with the church, that is really dangerous, and it will lead to persecution and also doing things which are contrary to God's commandments. And we saw this in history. That was the time when Emperor Constantine changed and came into the church. He came with all the evil things that were done the other side, and they were brought in the church. Now we see about the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast is it is when people will be forced to worship on a day which is contrary to a day that God has put there for worship, and that's the National Sunday Law. And we are seeing these things happening there and there. Sunday Law movements, ecumenicals, environmental movements, Laudato Si movements. You can read all this on internet, or you can find them wherever or whomever you can ask, making your own research. We see that people, the superpower, that's America, and also the papacy power and other religious bodies are driving so much that we worship on Sunday. But remember, this will be forced. But we see that God himself never and has never forced anyone to worship him. He says, if you love me, keep my commandments. And we see that in the modern trends, we see religious nationalism. We see erosion of liberties. We see the push for Sunday laws that are everywhere. Just check in the news. We see the alliances between religious and political powers in America. We see that the leaders of the religious bodies are joining the political powers there, and there they also join in the fight sometimes. And we see that this connects exactly to Bible prophecy, and it aligns with the characteristics described in Revelation chapter 13, that beast which had a lamb-like horn, and then it would eventually speak like a dragon. And then we are living in the last days, as we saw, that we are living in the time of the divided time, where we need to come to Christ, where we need to have a close connection, a close relation with God himself. And we need to stand for God's commandment, including the Sabbath. Actually, that one is the most fought. The second commandment among the 10 commandments was removed, but the fourth commandment was left there, but it was changed, in that it is fought when it is still mentioned as it is still there. The Sabbath that is called the Sabbath, just read in the Catholic Catechism, and just come to your friends of these other denominations and speak about the Sabbath. You'll see how they will attack you, how they will tell you that Sunday is the day of worship. But people have been convinced, and also other leaders, and then others tell us that no, we worship on Sunday because Jesus resurrected on Sunday. But he himself was here, and he didn't tell us that the day of worship has changed to Sunday. But it is still the Sabbath, and it will even be worship. It is still the day of worship in heaven, and it will stay forever and ever. For God created in 6 days, and on the 7th day he hallowed, he sanctified, he blessed it. And we see that still the 3 angels' messages call us to come out of Babylon, to worship God as creator and reject false systems of worship. It proclaims to us that fallen is Babylon, is fallen, that great city. It is known now, as Porter told us, that that man of perdition, that man of sin, the son of perdition, will be revealed before the end comes, and you will know. We shall speak about the same, the second coming of Jesus Christ, and you will see that the world has been blown off. What is people? You need to be encouraged. You need to stand still. You need to know that we will triumph in faith, or through faith and obedience. Tough times will come, and tough times are coming, and tough times are. But you need to stand to show that you really believed in a God who is a God of all, the God of Abraham, the God of Jacob, the God of Isaac. That's the God that we must believe in, who gave his only begotten Son, that we can come, that we can be able to regain that which we lost again. America's rise in prophecy, it is a sure deal, and we see the things that are happening in America now. It is not just something that we speak about to save time or to take your time, but America is the superpower that we are living in, and it's slowly in these end times we are seeing religious bodies coming together and joining here and there. That's just a show. That's just a way that shows us that it is real, what was spoken, true. And we have hope that one day, the Lord himself will see that the sin has multiplied before his eyes, and will come and destroy this earth with fire, and we shall go. I don't know the hope that you need now, but we need a hope that goes beyond our education, that goes beyond our friends we have in this world, that goes beyond the riches, the wealth that we are having. You know, sometimes those are the things that take our hearts. But Jesus says that where our hearts are, then where our treasures are, that's where even our hearts are. I invite you that you open and study the book of Revelation and the current events with an open heart. Don't be rigged. Some people are told by their pastors, no, don't take any word except from them. We, my dear friend, don't be bewitched. And if you are bewitched, pray that God helps you. These are words from the source of God himself. And he has told us to come out of Babylon, that fallen system. Babylon, the papacy power, the Catholic Church has as the mother, as the house, it has its daughters. There is only one church, that's the Seventh-day Adventist Church, that we need to always go and worship. It obeys all the commandments of God. It baptizes by immersion. It teaches that death is sleep. It's the man, if someone dies, they have really died. They don't go to some other place. So I invite you that you may be able to understand, to know, and really get what is really needed. The mark of the beast is Sunday worship. The seal of God, the seventh day, is the seventh day. That's the Sabbath, and that is Saturday. May the good Lord bless you, and may I see you in our next episode, where we shall explore some of the things about the signs of Jesus' second coming. May we have a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, who does the Most High, we thank you very much, and we pray for your guidance. That your will be done. In Jesus' name I pray and believe. Amen. Amen. See you